Hi, this is the podcast for the unfiltered truth. Actually, I'm here on a personal tour, but then I came across a news item which is kind of interesting and also kind of hardkey, like a person from Manipur who is an IDP going and competing at an international level and beating his opponent. When he was down, he got up because he had to fight for his daughter. Here is Mamlenthan Kipgen.
Yes,
Congratulations.
thank
I
you,
mean,
sir.
like, I saw you smack down your opponent and then I saw you celebrate. And that is something that defines our spirit. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And you have a long way to go. What was your this thing, the number of fight you had before this?
Yeah. Right now, I had total of 7 fights and one loss.
I see.
Total seven, 6 wins and one loss.
How come, I mean, like, what is your background? Which school you went to? Which village you're from?
Yeah, actually, yeah, my name is Mamlenthan Kipgen, and I'm from Pangzang village.
Same area as me, right?
Yeah, cycle area dominates.
Okay. And then your schooling?
Yeah,
Your
I did
schooling
my
from
high
where?
schooling from Don Bosco, Imphal.
Oh, I see. Which
Yeah.
part? Langjin or?
Langsing, yeah,
I see,
Langsing,
I
Don
see.
Bosco High School, Langsing, Imphal. And then I did my higher secondary from HRD Academy in Ghari. And then I did my graduation in Presidency College, Modbon.
Okay.
Um,
You went to some of the best schools, no?
yeah, but not so.
No, you're better in you're betting in wrestling
Because I had to focus on my
Okay.
combat sports. So 12 was enough.
yeah. I mean, this is a career by itself,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
I
like
had to
either
choose.
you are at academics
Yeah.
or like you study so that you know how to
Yeah.
speak English,
Yeah.
you write well, and then
Yes.
you should concentrate on something, right?
Yeah.
And that's well taken. You're married.
Yes, I'm married and I have 2 beautiful daughters.
I
And
see.
they're the main reason I'm fighting.
Oh, that's great. Your wife is from Manipur itself, right?
Yes,
Okay.
she's
Your,
from
your
Palayan.
background, your parents, your family is basically from the armed forces.
Yes, my father is right now he's serving in CRPF
Okay.
and he will be soon retired. Almost 1.5 years left.
Okay. Your brother. How many siblings you have? Brothers and
um,
sisters.
We are 3 brothers and 1 sister.
Mm.
One sister. My eldest brother, he is also in CRPF.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and my youngest sister, she's like class 3.
So
Class 3.
3 brothers and 1 sister.
Yeah, one
What's the
sister.
third one? What is he doing? He's a younger one, or
No.
you have 2 elder brothers?
Yeah, I have 2 elder brothers.
Or both in the CRPF?
No. And the eldest is in CRPF,
Okay.
and after me, before me, yeah.
You mean the middle one?
Yeah, the middle one, he's like,
I mean, he's doing some other thing.
yeah, he cut hairs.
Oh, right, seriously?
Yeah, he's working in salon.
Okay. That is okay. Come on. You should not. You should,
Yeah.
no, but where is he working? Bangalore?
No, he's working in Guwahati. It's a good hair.
Come on, I mean, like,
he do good hairstyling, yeah.
just because you punch, you should not look. You should not.
No, I mean he's good. Actually, he's good.
No, you should. Profession is profession at the
Yeah,
end of the day, right? I mean, everyone wants to be a champion in the ring,
Yeah.
but then some are a champion in with the scissor, right?
Yeah,
So,
he's
just
good,
respect
he's
that,
good.
yeah. So maybe I need a good haircut. I'll take his
Yeah.
number. Yeah, and your wife is a housewife.
Yeah, my wife. Yeah,
I saw your daughter and
Yeah.
your wife. You got a
Yeah,
good.
my wife actually, yeah, I'm very lucky to have her
Yeah.
because most people, after they get married, they can't do what they love. But I'm very lucky. My
She's
wife,
supportive.
yeah, my wife supporting, very supportive. She said, "I've been doing this for long. Keep doing. Financially, we are weak, but she said, I'll manage it. She's doing small business, like
After
bakery.
this win, people will know, and then
Yeah,
people will start recognizing the sports, right?
yeah,
So I was told that initially there was a lot of pressure from the family. I mean, basically not your wife, but then
Yeah.
not because see,
luckily.
contact sports is something no parents would support, and that
Yes.
is understandable,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Boxing, they understand, right?
Yeah.
Even martial arts, you normally don't have a chance to fight,
Yes.
but MMA is basically one of the most I would say the most rough of all the sports that I know of, right? So how do you overcome that? I mean, how do you train from, who was your first coach, or you train on your own?
Martial arts we can't train our own. Yeah, Kung Fu you can do alone. Martial arts you can't train alone.
No, you have a master in even Kung Fu, but then you...
Yeah. Actually, I start my MMA journey from Manipur. Sir Frank.
Okay. He has a gym.
Yeah, he had a gym. I think.
From Infal, right?
Yeah. I think if I'm not wrong, it's the first MMA gym in Manipur, I guess.
Okay.
So.
He's a Meitei?
Yeah, he's Meitei. Yeah, but thank you, sir. I start from a gym. Thank you.
No,
Yes,
there are
yes.
good Meiteis.
Yeah,
I
good.
have very good Meitei friends, and there are those.
I hope he's good.
He's good, I guess. Yeah, and then even Renedy, my brother, he is a coach who works with Renedy, and then there are people. I have a friend who's a lawyer. He's a good human being, right? See, first is you don't have to be a good Meitei or a good cookie.
Yeah.
You have to be a good human being first, right?
Yes.
Then comes the later part. So from Infal, then you joined Sai to strengthen yourself in one area.
Actually, MMA, my background is wrestling. I did wrestling, and wrestling, I competed state championship. Actually, state championship, and I got silver medalist. And I was not supposed to go for national. The gold medal guy has to go for national, but luckily the gold medal guy, something went wrong, and he can't go. So they send me for national. In wrestling, I went till national, and then from there I did wrestling for like almost 3 years in Sai, and then from there I start my MMA journey with Russell.
So you went for the nationals, and then your opponents were Haryanvis.
Yeah, good man.
Good one, huh?
Yeah, good man.
So if the Haryanvis are the bears of the wrestling world,
North Indian guy.
So after winning this, you could be the bison of MMA, right? Of India.
It was a tournament, senior national championship.
Any great names or known names that you fought?
Wrestling?
Wrestling, yeah.
I don't think so. But in that competition, I saw lots of like Olympic level guys. But luckily they were not in my weight class.
Right, that's
before starting my in the beginning of my wrestling career, I used to watch the videos like Ravi Kumar. I was watching their videos, and they oh man, I saw them.
According to your rating, they're quite good.
Yeah, they're Olympic wrestlers. Yeah. But it was senior national championship. They have to come and compete there. Because from there
they have to get elected.
They have to go for the Asian Championship, World Championship. No? So luckily they were not in my weight.
Okay.
So yeah.
So your base in wrestling help you in the MMA, right?
Yeah, in wrestling.
So what is the best thing about MMA, mixed martial arts? Right?
Yeah, mixed martial arts.
I'm trained in kickboxing, Chinese kickboxing.
Okay.
So wrestlers, you have these, ears being half torn, all that. Yours is still intact, but then I have seen 2 BSF wrestlers. They're like the ears were a bit like this. So there's a lot of what is it called?
It's called cauliflower ears.
I see. So that means he has been.
It's already started.
Okay.
This comes like lots of when we do lots of grappling, like
that
grappling,
hits
headbutt, or when we fall, when we grind on the ground, or when we grind with the opponent. Too much grinding with ears. So basically in US
there is no helmet in wrestling. No, I haven't seen. There is
not helmet, but only the ear guards.
Okay.
Most of the USA wrestlers they have that guard.
But in India,
they don't use it.
I think it should be used because I've seen many of them with them.
Yeah, I'm seeing that most people think this is cool, but I've seen lots of videos. They took hammer and then just hit it by yourself. Man, you can't do that, man. This won't give you toughness, man.
Maybe it's a
you hit with yourself. You can't
respect.
fight. Yeah, you hit yourself. You can't fight. What's the use?
So now coming back to the sports scenario, right?
Yeah.
Let us bring it back to the context. I mean, you love sports, so you went into sports. The only usual advice is study hard, get a job, government job basically, right? And then sports is like go and play in the evening, right? So you chose to do something different, right?
I love this.
So you're pursuing something you love. So now, to a large extent, Indian sports has kind of evolved, but that's still dominated by cricket. So our people don't play cricket. There's money there. We play football. It's like the UPSC of sports. Like a lot of people are playing football. They love it. It's a beautiful game, but then getting through and getting your livelihood made out of football is tough. And then we made it. But what are the other sports you think we could do well? I mean, and then MMA is opening up. And among the cookies or the dialect that we normally speak, there are not many people who are now playing in MMA. There are a few people, as you told me, in Lanka, right? So what do you think our people should do? I mean, do you think they should play more of MMA so that you have more sparring partners?
Definitely.
Or you want to have more people you can spar with?
No. Because in our cookie community, we are strong. We are. I know this. We are strong, but we are not using that strength in some strengths are like supposed to be for combat and some strengths are supposed to be for football. But most in our community, every strength we have, we are using in football.
And you did hide in football also, no? Like you can't compete with a German. I mean, they always have a technical advantage, right? So I feel the sports we should pick up is, if you correct me if I'm wrong, TT, the Chinese, we are as good as the Chinese, same small eyes and fast, dexterity. And then we have cricket is something we should pick up, not batting initially. Later on we can pick up batting.
I don't think cricket is for tribal people.
No. Don't say like, no, we don't play as well.
Sport. It's a gentleman's sport.
No.
Tribal can be gentleman.
No. That is wrong way to look at it. See, fast bowling. Nothing gentleman about fast bowling. You have heard of that ball tampering. Nothing gentlemanly is a way of the British people to tell the natives that we are better. Actually, the British were in the case when our people were much more advanced. When the Chinese were having, gunpowder. England was still under a stone cave. So that concept is being brought in by the Anglicans. No? It's a bit kind of an anthropological kind of a research. Kind of a talk. But then the thing is, that is what they want us to know them as. That we are the gentleman game. And golf. Golf is one game cookies have done well. You know who was the first cookie guy? Yeah, I'll tell you. Pupagin.
Golf?
Pupagin is a champion in Shillong golf course.
Expensive game.
Yeah, that I would agree. But once you buy the clubs, it doesn't break like that. So it's a kind of a misunderstood thing. Like yes, you have to pay the caddy and all that. It's like costly, obviously. But then once you're good, and the winning is good, right? Golf, I think should be one thing. I mean, not the rich kids. We have a lot of elite class. No? Let them go and burn some dollars there. And boxing, Mary Kom has shown it, and then she has an academy. And then gymnastics is something we never play, so maybe we might be very good in that also, because I know one person in my village who has done gymnastics on his own. Did ping pong, gymnastics, cricket, bowling, especially because we have strong arms. Then hockey and all, I don't know if Manipur has produced people like, what is that, Thoiba and all that, right?
Yeah, good hockey players.
Good hockey players. And then football also very good. Volleyball is something we should not play, as far as I'm concerned. In the international, you stand nowhere. Basketball, you can play for fun. I mean, anything that is of height, if you're not exceptionally tall, doesn't make sense. So, contact sports like MMA, boxing, there was the other one. Judo and all is still, judo is out of Olympics, right?
No, it's
still there.
Olympic. It's in Olympics.
Still there. They were trying to take it out, right?
Yeah, like wrestling and judo, they were trying to take it out.
But then they couldn't.
can't. Wrestling
How about
is a very
wrestling?
old sport.
How about wrestling?
I mean, wrestling is still in
No,
Olympics.
it's a traditional sport also.
Yeah, it's
Traditional,
oldest
I'm
sport.
teaching.
It's oldest. Even in the Greek, wrestling is still oldest sport.
It's just a part of this martial arts called Aikido also. Aikido has this a bit of that.
No?
It's not an Olympics, but Taekwondo is. Taekwondo is basically what? Defensive sport. Even judo, and wrestling. Wrestling is the, what do I say, the sport that men play. Kibut, it is. In Kuki we call it kibut, and Meiteis they call it mugna or something.
Yeah.
So they tie that. And
Yeah.
basically, sumo wrestling is also wrestling.
Yeah. Everyone
High end of
wrestling,
wrestling,
yeah.
right? So your base is wrestling, and then you're learning other martial arts,
Yeah.
and then
Just
you
to
use
use
them.
my wrestling.
Yeah, you use them to this thing. So you have to have, if you want to do martial arts, then having the base in wrestling helps. That's what you told me,
Yeah,
right?
that's basically wrestling. In wrestling, you can dominate anyone because eventually you'll be going down.
Then
down
if there are two wrestlers and then they're both good in martial arts, then what?
Good match. You do good, very good match.
So
Two
what
wrestlers.
is the name, full name of that guy? Habib?
Yeah, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Khabib, yeah?
Yeah, Khabib. But
Nurmagomedov.
yeah, but Americans call Habib. But it's Khabib, no?
It's Khabib, actually.
The American they pronounce no? Khabib.
He's from which country?
Russian, Dagestan.
Dagestan, yes. So Khabib, I have watched, and then
Actually, what comes out also, Islam also good.
and then he has been instrumental in taking these sports to the entire country, and then he brings in people from there and he
Yeah.
trains them like that. No?
Yeah.
So you could do the same thing for our people.
Yeah, I will.
So probably us to start with from Pangzang Saikul area, we can do one, right?
Yeah.
That could be a start. I mean, we are quite strong that way, no?
If
So-
someone if someone is looking for MMA, I prefer they start with wrestling because if you can start with MMA, but it will be very hard for you to
So
pick up all
maybe
those tools.
what could be the transition? Like we have a
Best you can do is
from-
wrestling.
no Sai we ask somebody to teach. I mean a section of a small coach. I mean a small section of classes or maybe training equipments for wrestling can be brought down to an area which is new, and then we can ask Sai to give that coaching person or somebody from
Yeah.
outside, right?
Yeah,
Because
this is
we can't have somebody from Infiring anymore,
Yeah, yeah.
sadly.
Yeah.
So they can teach, and then from there later on they go to, hopefully they can go to Olympics, this that.
Yeah.
After that they can enter MMA or what could it be like? You don't have to go to Olympics. You just transform yourself into MMA. What would be your advice? Because MMA itself is a sports now, right? So
Yeah,
you don't have
very
to
big sports now.
you don't have to go and get into Olympics and all, but even that could be a good option, right? Olympics खेलो,
हाँ.
उसके बाद MMA में shift कर लो.
Yeah, but most Indian wrestlers they don't shift. They don't shift to MMA. Most like we said, North Indian guys are very good wrestlers.
But
Only
they-
one person they switch to MMA. Most of them
Any
they
Indian,
they just
who is the most famous MMA wrestler in India? A wrestler or
MMA
MMA guy?
fighter. I could say it's Ansu Zibli. He's the only guy in
Ansu?
UFC. Ansu Zibli. He's in UFC now.
Okay, where is he from?
He's
Punjab.
from Uttarakhand. He's not
Uttarakhand?
Yeah, he's not wrestler, but he's striker. He's a striker.
He's
Mainly
like
boxer,
kickboxing.
yeah. We trained
This
together.
one Qom guy also,
I
no?
even trained with him.
I see.
Ansu Zibli in Delhi.
Okay. Who was your opponent this time? I mean, I have said congratulations, but
Yeah.
let me ask you more about that victory. It's like a big fight arranged by
And just as you
donors, like
yeah.
a big night, right? Like
Yeah.
boxing you have contenders, and then people bring in the sponsors, and then you have a big night, a big fight.
Yeah.
So based on that, titles are declared. So what would be the title that declare? Indian Bison of MMA winning against the Nepal undefeated champion. I think he was undefeated for as long as I have heard about him, like 3-4 bouts he had fight,
He's
right?
undefeated with Indian guys.
Oh, Indian guys.
So there was a third Indian guy. He was facing against me, and luckily I beat him.
Luckily, or it was a tough fight?
And yeah.
Nepalis are also strong, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
like-
strong, man. He's really strong.
Okay,
He was
so
tough. The toughest, I think, it was my seven fight. The toughest guy. The toughest. Yeah, he was the toughest.
so was there any occasion where there are how many rounds in?
Yeah, 3 rounds. Yeah. I mean,
How many minutes? Per
3 minutes, 3 rounds. Yeah.
Okay.
Toughest means, just like we said, my base is wrestling. Most of my fight, I dominate on the ground. But that guy, I took him down, but I could not dominate him on the ground. That's why I have to swing my hand. I have to use my striking. But most of my fights, I don't strike that much because
Okay.
if I took them down, fight is finished because I was a wrestler.
So people know the World Wrestling Federation. Those are a bit of acting. But those hold and lock, it applies in MMA also, right?
No, WWE is
No, I know it's
it's a
movie.
movie, not a fight. They are scripted.
Yeah. But then in MMA also, you have this lock.
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So once
Something-
somebody locks you, it's
Yeah.
quite difficult to break free, right?
Yeah.
And then there are some locks, if you
I
break
have to
free.
break your hand. If you don't tap, I have to break your hand. Or if I put my hands on your neck, I have to break your neck if you don't tap. If you don't tap,
So
then
that
it's
makes
broken.
wrestling very lethal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So for these champions and all, you don't have to reveal the amount of money, but are they payouts? Are they okay?
Yeah. Pay is good, but in the beginning, the pay sometimes in amateur they don't even pay you. You have to pay for your
I think
registration.
that is for every sport.
Yeah, every
Even
sport.
doctors,
Yeah.
engineers, we pay for 4 years and then you earn a paltry sum of money, right?
Everything in the beginning is then nothing.
Okay.
So,
So how long have you been in this thing? Sorry.
For what?
How long have you been fighting? I mean, like
Yeah.
one to your training.
Actually,
But
I-
your
my-
fights and all get
Yeah,
arranged from which
yeah.
year?
Actually, I did my first MMA fight in 2019. And
So
then
during the
from
COVID.
Yeah, just before the COVID, and I took a very long break, getting married, getting married, having kids, and then I continued fighting again in 2023.
So you where were you on the 3rd of May 2023?
I was in Nepal. I was stuck there almost a month.
So that must have disrupted your
Yeah.
training and everything, right? So after that, how many fights?
After that, I had 5 fights till now. 5. After
So
that,
I mean, really
after
things
May
started to move after 2003.
yeah,
2023.
yeah, that made 3. Yeah, it hits hard.
Yeah, it hit everyone. People who even have a house,
Yeah,
who were in Infal for generations, they have to leave Infal. So yeah, it's a date which will not
yeah,
be erased in our heads, but
yeah.
we move on. We're resilient people. I
Yes.
mean, I also built a house. My parents, I have to support them. Even you, at least you have 2 brothers. Your father and your brother is in the armed forces, but still, it affects everybody.
Difference.
But then, the most important thing is it affects friendship and the people we
Yes.
used to trust, right? So
Yes.
that was painful. Anyway, now, what are the other next upcoming fights that we can look forward to?
Yes. It's just some few fights coming, but all of them not yet confirmed. Because
But then
that fixing,
maybe
yeah.
around maybe 2, 3 is kind
in
of
2-3 months, I might have one more fights. I still have I have 3 more fights now. But there is not yet confirmed. Maybe in Shillong, maybe in Siliguri,
Okay.
and maybe in Nepal. These
Shillong
three
is organized by whom? They have a statewide something MMA. or
Yeah,
something?
Shillong, in Northeast, Shillong does good. Yeah, Shillong Case Fighting Championship is last year. I went there. It was big. It was huge. So after my that DFL tournament and the Shillong Case Fight organizer, he was also there.
I see.
He said, "Yeah, you'll be fighting the next Shillong Case Fighting Championship." So that is not yet fixed.
People are attracted by the.
Yeah, the more you fight, the more you get fights.
I see.
You can't be training in gym whole day without fighting. I can't ask for fight. You have to go out and fight with, even though you're not getting paid. Just fight for free. People will see you. They will give you fights.
No, it's like once you win, then there's a stronger opponent,
Yeah.
and then they want to see those 2 fights, so they match you up. It's like
yeah,
that.
yeah. They.
It's a match
Yeah,
up.
they mix a fight. Yeah, they mix up. Which match will be entertaining.
And then what about proper tournaments? Tournaments in the sense like UFC types, right?
Yeah.
People move up the boat and
Yeah.
then. Are there something similar in India?
Yeah, in India, MFL is very big.
MFL is what?
Huge.
What is the full?
Matrix Fight Night.
Oh, I have heard of it. Yeah, I have heard of it.
Tiger Sheriff, no?
Yeah, he's
Jackie
promoting that,
Sheriff's
yeah.
son, yeah, he's
And
promoting.
it
It's
came on ESPN also, no? Something ESPN or something.
Hotstar.
Hotstar, yeah,
Yeah.
Sony.
Disney Plus Hotstar.
And then that is like one season
Biggest,
or still,
biggest.
it's still there.
No, it's still going. The biggest in India.
So-
Once
so-
you get
so-
for an Indian guy, Forget about Indian. For Southeast Asia, Indian guy.
I see.
The main focus is MFN. After MFN, you can look for one championship. One championship is like for Asia,
Oh,
the biggest.
Then after
My
that you can go to
ultimate goal is
UFC.
one championship.
So then after one championship comes UFC.
Looking at my age, I think
No, no, this is normally. I mean,
one
not only
championship is
you.
my limit.
You can become a coach. Don't worry. Like, see, we're a pioneer.
Yeah.
You can't aspire to conquer the
Yes.
entire Mount Everest. I mean, like, there could be
Yes.
one Norgay, or
Yeah.
Tenzin, whatever.
One day, yeah, one
Sherpa,
day.
and then one. You could be the Sherpa, and then there could be Edmund Hillary. He takes all the credit.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
pioneers sometimes don't achieve their full potential. That's okay because you're making a road for the other people who follow you, right? So you can be a coach. You can
Yeah,
be,
yeah,
so,
one
but
day, one day.
That's a realistic goal for you, right?
Yes.
One championship.
Yeah, I have one goal also, yeah. Kuki community, man. One day, yeah, one day
No,
we dominate
you
MMA.
You can put other people also.
Yeah,
But yes, but then,
to
yeah.
put someone, I have to be the master, no? I have to be master the one thing. If I can't master MMA, I can't teach them, no?
Okay, then.
To teach them, I have to push my limit. And just I said, if I can't reach one championship level, how can I push my student till UFC, man?
Okay.
I have to reach one championship so that I can push someone for UFC. Like that.
That's true because you have the credibility, right?
Just like people say, just like outside people say, India's like Indian football is like.
I think you should change your
Yeah.
mind a bit. See Mourinho. Mourinho is not even a good player, but he's such a good coach. I mean, but you need. I mean, your way of thinking, I liked it that way in the sense that you need to, prove yourself to yourself.
Yes.
But even if things don't go that way, knowing the game is also good enough to be an ambassador.
Yeah.
So, how many other cookies are in the MMA field right now?
Right now,
You and then
principal is me and Sad Gunhal keep game.
Sanu Kigen. He's from which village?
He's also from Kangpopi district, but I exactly forget his village. He's also from Kangpopi.
What?
I think
Kigens
suppose-
have decided to dominate MMA. What?
No, Cookie will dominate it. Just
No,
keep
your
game.
father is Cookie. You are a
Yeah.
keep game, right?
Yeah, keep game.
I think
Just
we should
keep
go back
game.
to-
People just started the game. People just starting.
Okay.
So
No,
that we can-
there's a thing in Myanmar, right?
Yeah.
They have stopped writing their clan name. Instead, like your father's time and even my uncle,
Yeah.
everyone in the army is like Amang Changloi, like that, no?
Yeah.
So maybe that is a way to go, or maybe drop that also. To have that feeling of trying to do something good is good enough, and then your people, if they are the most marginalized, you obviously would stand up for them, right? So that's a good call, and that's a good way of thinking. I mean, achieve first, and then
Yeah.
help others.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, whatever you achieve, you should be happy in life.
Yes,
And then
yes,
when
yes,
you are
yes.
happy, see, everybody is not born to kind of be Usain Bolt.
Yes.
But the guy who isn't Usain Bolt can also teach. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, yes, yes.
The job of a coach. So,
Yes, yes, yes.
so like Mourinho, that is a career part. I think you should think, even if whatever you achieve, I know
Yes,
you'll
yes,
go
yes.
for much greater glories. So I
mean,
wish
that's
you.
the level. I want
Yeah.
to reach the level.
I want you
Not be
to.
the
I want
best.
you to win one champion.
Yes.
Anything Indian government or our people or people like us who are interested in the sport, and what can we do to help you? I mean, what is the biggest struggle? I'm not the biggest. Many struggles are there, but some of them. Coming back, Mr. Kigen, we are cookies, na? We have to I came to Guwahati. Actually, I have stopped hockey business, Chongloi business, because I am after fighting along with youngsters, my name is what? Among the youngsters, I'm HRH led. They hate me, they love me, I don't care. The truth is the truth. Na, kati dancho. Ipumin should power, boy dancho. Even in Myanmar, they have just come up with, Thongulu, Ledlang. When you go and do your Khanko or Sating, you know who your family is. But then when it context of social and political interactions, they have dropped their last name. And that is also something, yeah, no, that is politics, but then sociology, society, even sports, they are interconnected. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Through sports, what do you think you can do for your people? One is obviously the recognition. Then, I think obviously if you have a lot of money, you can sponsor schools and you can. I mean, see, it's purpose. You can give purpose.
Yeah, the ultimate goal would be like opening an MMA gym. MMA gym, yeah, in my home state. Yeah.
I'm starting a NDA. You know what NDA is? Not the National Defense Academy. I can't open National Defense Academy. I'm planning to start some Inpi. Basically, our traditional school where we have people who don't learn. I think you also will not learn by classroom teaching. Huh? You punch like this. No. You will get into the ring and you start punching, or you observe. We have people who learn by experience and observation.
Yes.
Agree with me?
Yes.
We don't learn from the blackboard. I mean, you might be a very sharp guy, but then your classroom must be all blackboards.
Yes.
So we cookies are basically, I think we're very good in maths and science also, but we're not very regular people.
Yes.
Every morning, phone tal, but we think more than we just want to do. So we observe. So the school will be based on that, and then it's the other way around. Other schools, what they do is they have blackboard majorly, yeah, and then they use experiential and other project-based and real-life cases to enhance that. But our school is like basically life itself is the school, and then blackboard comes for a few things, or projectors, and all this presentation comes for other things. So that's all in piece based on a tradition. That will also be where, what is the point in being a man educated, right, PhD, and then he get nabbed in the violence and he can't even protect his family or himself, right? So in that situation, you'd rather be an MMA fighter than be a PhD guy, right? So the school that we have has 10 stars of. So if when you're a person who has studied, at least there are 10 things that you have, 10 elements that you should have. Like, for example, like sports, you should be good at one sports, one music, should have one martial arts, should be able to fire, you should be able to defend yourself, like that. No? So, and then there should be one livelihood you're good at. Basic science. And, I mean, you say you pass your 10, but if I ask you to write your thoughts, you can't write. No point, right? So the school will be a holistic school. So I think a lot of my friends and people in the armed forces will support it because it's based on the cycling school style. No? So your MMA thing can fit in there. Let the rough ones get like discipline. I mean, people who are like who wants, like. I mean, let's be honest. Aiming on judo, like they go and like drink and fight. Come and fight there, yeah. I mean, like, come and take out all your frustration there.
Yes.
But then, yeah. So that is one thing we can do together, one, right? And then I think you should tell a youngster that this is not a foreign sport.
Yes.
No.
Yes. We have been fighting.
No, we climb the mountains.
Yeah.
Makes your legs strong, right?
Yeah.
And we go down the hills. That makes us distinctly strong.
There's most of the Nepali guys are strong. No? They are now
Because of mountain, no?
Yeah, they are mostly now in
Like
MMA.
us.
They're very strong. So once Kuki people they start MMA now, they will dominate.
You believe that?
Yes, I totally believe.
I'll tell you why.
They're just not taking up MMA. No? They're just
I'll tell you my theory scientifically. Cookies have a long body and shorter legs, and that makes us very stable.
yeah.
So in the olden days, people who have that in engineering or physics is called center of gravity. If your center of gravity is up, then when you fight, you're not very stable. We were very stable,
Yes.
right? So MMA, if it is wrestling, then maybe you have an advantage, right?
Yes.
So maybe you have an agenda, or maybe you have a logic there. So yeah, I mean, I think sports is one thing we should pursue very seriously,
Yes.
not half-hearted. I am singing, and then you have to be good in sports also. If it is something sports, then you just join the school and then focus on the sports, right?
Yes.
So you want your son to be a clerk, or you want him to be an MMA champion in the ring? I think anyone would, with a what would you choose? You want your children to be LIC agent, or yeah, some staff clerk in LIC, or you want him to be a champion in MMA or wrestling or basketball? Not basketball is out of question, but at least in boxing, he goes to the Olympic. Which one would you choose? Tell me. Any person would choose limelight, right?
Yes.
But we want the limelight, but we don't want the struggle or the risk involved with it. Natila.
Yeah. Just like we just mentioned Usain Bolt. He's running like he's only 9 seconds, but it took him 4 years. No? 4 years of hard work practice. We didn't see that 4 years.
No, if his father insisted,
Yeah.
he want Usain Bolt to be Usain Bolt, but he would have said, if it was from Manipur, he would have said, class 10 mein you should get topper. I don't think those two things can be same. Okay, you can be brilliant, but then yes, you can study,
Yes.
but not the academic types. You have to choose between.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yes.
Because you said you were not good in studies, but I don't believe that. Because you were concentrating on something, that means something has to give in, right? Something you have to give space for something. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You don't need to be 100% at one thing.
Everything, right?
Yeah, everything. Because if you go 100% one thing, you can't give anything else. No? So
You have to be in sport. You have to be a little bit crazy, like loving only one woman types.
Yeah.
No?
So this
Natila.
50-60%, and then the rest 40% you can spend something else.
Hello, see, if you're a professional sports guy, then you need to this thing, right? So we'll thank you so much. We'll take some more interview later. So it was wonderful talking to you. Once again, congrats. Huh?
Thank you, sir.